I love going to the educational system because that is touching a generation. And I have such a heart for a generation. Who are our future CEOs? Who are our future CFOs? You know, what type of character, what type of integrity do they have? You know, how are they going to lead our nations? How are they going to impact even the financial structures of nations if we don't have the right people in place? So I love going to educational systems. And so usually I go more into the staffing. But in this one school, I went into every single classroom from 9th grade through 12th grade. And they said, Melodye, we want to prepare you. You're going into this 11th grade class. And I want you to know they'll be disrespectful. They'll be talking out. They'll be rude. They'll probably treat you horribly. And so I just want to prepare you because this is just the way they are. It's not because you're doing anything wrong. And so I went in there and they were all gothic, and you could tell they were like a rough group of young people. And there's a young man sitting right in front of me, and I looked him in the eyes and I said, buddy, I've worked with young people for over 30 years, and I can look into a young person's eyes and I can see a leader. And I want you to know you are a leader. And I just began to speak into his value and into his identity and into his worth and into his potential. And his eyes just filled up with tears. And that class was the best class. And those students in that classroom were glued to every word that I shared. And after it was all over, that young man went into the guidance counselor and he says, do you know what Dr. Melodye said to me? Why did she say that? No one has ever said anything like that to me in my whole entire life. Why would she say those things to me? And she said, well, she must have seen something inside of you. And here, this young man was in an 11th grade class because he was in 9th grade for 3 years straight. He had no father and mother. He'd be sleeping at this person's house one night, another person's house another life. But you know what? What was so amazing about this was the leader of the pack. This was the one that they all followed. And if he was going to listen to me, the rest of the students listened to me. And that young man, for 2 weeks I went into that school every day. And one day I walked in and he was at the end of the hall and he says, Dr. Melodye, I love you. And it was just so precious. I touched his heart. I touched a value and the worth on the inside of him that he had never seen. And so talk about shifting the atmosphere, but also impacting lives.